Have you sprained your ankle and your ankle still feels stiff and immobile? Did you know that if you have inadequate dorsiflexion range of motion, you are at 2.5 times more likelihood of spraining that ankle? And do you know the difference between mobility, flexibility, and range of motion? In today's video, we're going to go over all things related to ankle mobility and some exercises that you need to know and need to be doing. So stay tuned. I think you'll like what we got for you. What's good, Hoopers? My name is Gabe Ignacio, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Board Certified Orthopedic Clinical Specialist, and co-founder of the Basketball Doctors alongside with Dr. Marco Lopez. We are both licensed physical therapists that treat and train clients daily, and we created this channel to help the basketball community by providing evidence-based information. All we ask in return is if you could help us out by hitting that like button or subscribing to our channel to allow us to reach more Hoopers and continue to provide information. Again, all this stuff is for educational purposes only, not medical advice. So if you need medical advice, reach out to a healthcare professional or send us an email that's provided in the description below. Before we dive into our topic for today, if you haven't had the chance to check out our video on our in-depth breakdown of lateral ankle sprains, click the video above and check it out. Alright, Hoopers, so the topic for today is getting your stiff ankle moving again. Some of you may be asking, do I really need ankle mobility to play basketball? I really hope you're not thinking that, but if you are, you absolutely do. Having adequate ankle mobility will allow you to move more efficiently to allow you to perform at your best. And on top of that, you have significantly decreased your risk for injury. Research has shown that basketball players who do not stretch are at 2.7 times more likelihood of spraining their ankle versus their counterparts of basketball players that do stretch. Also, we have this test called the anterior reach, and it shows that if you have a difference of 4 centimeters from one side to the other, the side with inadequate dorsiflexion range of motion, you're at 2.5 times more likelihood of spraining that ankle. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper on the differences between range of motion, flexibility, and mobility. Range of motion refers to the extent of movement at the joint, typically measured in degrees. Muscle flexibility is your muscle's ability to bend and stretch to allow a joint to move through its entire range of motion without restriction. And then finally, mobility is your ability to move freely and easily through that range of motion, and that typically encompasses your joint range of motion and muscle flexibility, as well as your ability to control your joints and muscles through that range of motion, also known as motor control. So with all those things encompassing, you want to be able to have all parts of it to gain that mobility back. So we're going to go over our top exercises for each category. So we're going to get after it right now with our first exercise. Alright guys, we're going to go over our first exercise here to work on ankle range of motion. So first we're going to be working on ankle dorsiflexion range of motion. So bending that ankle up towards your head or moving forward or knees over your toes. So first thing is we want a tripod foot underneath the big toe, pinky toe, and heel. You're going to maintain those 3 points of contact as you drive your knee as far forward as you can, making sure that heel doesn't come off the ground. And what you're going to do is just feel what you feel. We might feel at the Achilles or back of the calf. You might feel it at the front of your ankle. Again, just try and explore, see what you feel. And if you have that anterior pinch, what you're going to do is you're going to grab with your web space right at that front of the ankle, right at that crease. You're going to push down and back. And then from there, you're going to drive the knee forward over your toes, keeping that heel down still. And what that does is it provides a little bit of a joint mobilization by yourself to allow that ankle to move more into dorsiflexion. So really working on ankle dorsiflexion range of motion here. Alright, so our second exercise here is another range of motion exercise, more for our midfoot to work on pronation and supination. So it's called hip swings, a very famous exercise that we see like Kobe do a lot. But first we want to 3 points of contact underneath the big toe, pinky toe, and heel. You're going to find a wall. You're going to get your left leg in front of your right, and our right leg is our reference leg. You're going to start swinging that leg, letting it open up as far as you can, but what we're going to key on here is that right foot, especially that midfoot. So as you can see Marco as he swings, that midfoot is moving a lot into pronation as he swings to the left, and then supination as he swings to the right. So this midfoot mobility is important for ankle mobility in general. And this is a great exercise to get that range of motion going. So have fun with it, try and feel. You're going to do that several times.
really just working on getting that ankle opened up at that midfoot. Alright guys, so we're going to go over the next portion of our ankle mobility series, and that is muscle flexibility. So we're going to focus on the calf muscle here, more specifically the soleus. And to do this stretch, you're going to get your big toe, pinky toe, and heel down. You're going to lean onto a wall and you're going to bend the knee, and you're going to drive that knee as far forward as you can while keeping that heel down. This is going to bias your soleus muscle over your gastrocnemius muscle, which we'll go over in a second. And you're going to hold it there, really try not to rotate the hips, stay nice and square to the wall. You're going to hold that for a total stretch time of at least 60 to 90 seconds. You really just kind of feel around, get a good deep stretch in there, and hold it there, okay? Now we're going to focus on the next calf muscle, so the gastrocnemius, the more common one that you'll see. The way we bias the gastrocnemius is keeping that knee nice and straight. Same thing, keep that heel down, pinky toe and big toe down. You're going to drive that leg as far forward as you can. You should feel this calf stretch a little bit higher in towards the calf, so close to the knee. And then same thing, you're going to hold this about 60 to 90 seconds of total stretch time. And whether you want to hold that for 3 sets, 6 sets, just make sure you get that total time of 60 to 90 seconds and kind of feel around of where you feel the deepest stretch. So moving on to the next category of ankle mobility is that motor control. So the exercise that we're going to be performing here is a 3-way ankle dorsiflexion. We're going to start with establishing a tripod foot. So underneath that big toe, pinky toe, and heel, you're going to maintain those 3 points of contact as you drive that knee straight forward. And you're going to hold that for a couple seconds over that second and third toe. And then you're going to come back. After that, you're going to drive towards the big toe. Again, hold there for a couple seconds, feel that nice deep stretch. Come back, and then you're going to drive out towards the 4th and 5th toe. And again, making sure you keep that tripod foot. Mark is going to keep going, and we're going to show a different angle here. So again, the big thing is really making sure you're keeping that heel down and driving in those 3 different directions. And you want to learn how to control that ankle mobility, and what you can do is use your body weight to give yourself a little bit of feedback. And again, you're trying to learn how to control that dorsiflexion range of motion in 3 planes of movement. That will really help you use what we just gained.
Alright, so that's what we have for you today in this episode. Hope you find a way to fit those exercises into your program. If you need further assistance on rehabbing your ankle or want to bulletproof your ankle, click the link in the description for our 4-week ankle sprain rehab and prehab program. It's designed by us to help you kind of take care of yourself. It's like having us at the tips of your fingers, or not. If not, you can reach out to us. Also, if you found this video valuable or you learned something new, do us a favor and smash that like button or subscribe to our channel. If you didn't like the video, that's all good. Hit the dislike button and tell us how we can improve. Again, we are the Basketball Doctors. Let's ball for life.